Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. As you guys may know, my name's Rebecca. I'm a registered nurse. I'm a wife. I'm a mother of 7. I have Anastasia type 2. You're going to hear a lot of chaos here and there. This is the way my channel is. I'm real raw. It's me. It's my world. I can't apologize anymore. I can't. So I'm doing my makeup today. I also did a Dollar Tree haul with different things, and I got my Ipsy BoxyCharm box finally because time's a ticking. And there's a big moth around here, so you might see me start jumping around here because I try to get it, but is not wanting to get got. So I'm gonna start with my base. I already did my moisturizer, and I used the Be Pure Essential Ageless Collagen Nourishing Moisturizer. It's almost gone. Couldn't find it, but I found something else, which I'll show you in the haul. I'm going to start my base off with my, where is it? My Benefit Pore-fessional Lite. I used to buy a lot from Ulta, and I finally just bought a few more things. It's not a big haul, or it's a literally mini haul. Got some concealers, and I forgot what else. I did my eyebrows today with the Anastasia in caramel. One's always better than the other. For foundation, I'm going to use a Too Faced Born This Way in Sand. I hope everybody had a wonderful day, productive day. And if you didn't have a productive day, hopefully tomorrow will be a productive day. Because, you know, sometimes with mental health, you get down and kind of in the funk. I know, trust me. I'm glad, though, I have a profession where you got to be there. And then, you know, worry about it later, literally. I wanted to give you guys a story time of a clinic I used to work. Well, yeah, I did. I used to work for a clinic a long time ago. It didn't last long. But it was an OBGYN office, right? And I go to the OBGYN office to work. And off the bat, I'm just like, this is like odd. Just the way everybody's... And it wasn't the doctors. It was more of the medical assistants. Off the gate, one of them was real rude. Trying to like play games with me somehow. And I was just like, you know, and I'm one that, you know, plays or whatever, but I'm like, I'm here to train. It's my first day. Like, so I was like, okay, let me tell you guys. And I've done procedures in other clinics when you come in to do your pap smears or you come in to do your biopsies, things like that, or your IUDs. And a lot of these people were coming in, these women, because they gave birth and they're having their IUDs placed. So, trigger warning. Don't get all psyched up. If you don't like anything bloody, just, you could exit out. But I went in there and I'm watching, you know, precepting, so orientating, whatever you want to call it. So I'm there and I'm following someone around, which I know this person. And so I'm in there and I walk into the room. And you know how the rooms have sinks in them. Tell me why there was literally a bunch of equipment, the metal equipment, like your speculum, everything you need to do a IUD, okay? All in the sink, full of gore, okay? Blood. And I was just like, what the hell is going on here? Like, this is, like, not... Like, you're supposed to be in and out. Your patients come in, you know, you clean out the room. I'm like, this is so unsanitary because you got to pick all this up. You're going to have to wear multiple gloves. Be very careful because some of these things objects are, you know, sharp. You can cut yourself. So off the bat, I was like, this is a little weird. I'm going to use a combination, sorry, of Born This Way Sculpting Concealer in Warm Beige, and then the Tarte Creamy, Ultra Creamy in Medium Sand. So as I go, I'm telling my coworker that I know, my acquaintance, I was like, hey, this is pretty gross. I'm kind of concerned about it. And she was like, oh yeah, I know. It's certain MAs that do that. I'm like, yeah, because those things have to be, you know, cleaned and put in the autoclave, which is the sanitizer machine. And there's a process that you need to do before you put them in there. So she's like, I know, it's just, sometimes they do that, whatever. So come in the next day, I'm still seeing the same stuff just happening. And I'm like, okay, this is just gross to me. I'm getting a little like, needless to say, I lasted, I think it was a week, and I put in my notice and left. Because I was like, and the good thing is though, I got to meet with the doctor, with the actual head of the GYN. And I explained to the doctor, like, this is like disgusting, unsanitary. And then you got an MA there that's very rude and says things that are not appropriate, like, at all. Okay, I'm talking about race, I'm talking about all kinds of stuff, and I'm not one to throw the race card. I really am not. But she was like, it was too much, and I had to remind her too, because she was mixing me up with different races. And I'm like, first of all, I'm Puerto Rican. Let's just get that one clear right off the bat. That was like the first day I was there. I was literally 15 minutes in the door, and she was asking me all these weird questions, like trying to joke around. Very weird. But I left because that was disgusting to me. I've been like that. My husband's like, what the heck? But then I get jobs very quickly. It's also because I'm bilingual and I have the experience. Back then, because I was a medical assistant for so long. But it was crazy. And they begged me to stay, and I was like, I'm so sorry. I can't do that kind of stuff. I don't want to be associated. Like, if something happens, they're gonna think that we're all included, and I'm not part of that. That was one place that I left. I've worked at so many jobs, y'all, since I was young, because I've always worked. You know, your typical McDonald's, Burger King. Burger King was my first job. Burger King, McDonald's. Oh, it was McDonald's at a Turnpike. Ooh, people that know me that are on here. The stuff, I worked there for like 3 years. The stuff that you see in a Turnpike. And I'm not just talking about with I was gonna say clients and patients, with the customers. Ooh, it is, you all can have a reality TV, seriously, with anybody who works at a Turnpike. I did that for 3.5 years while I was going to school. I did, what else? Oh, I worked for, it was for like a mobile company. I did that. Y'all know what I'm going in with the powder. Amuse coconut smoothie baking powder. Wait, I worked there for about a year. I used to have to take my 2 boys at the time, to work sometimes, because the owner, he was a young guy. He was like 20-something years old, 26 years old, but he was real weird. Sorry, real weird. He had a webcam instead of a camera, and like, I'd have to use the bathroom, so I'd have to lock the door outside to the entrance, because someone would come in and steal everything. And he'd be, you know, inbox me, like chatting me and saying like, hey, what were you doing in the bathroom? You took X amount of minutes. And I'm like, dude, I'm feeling comfortable. I don't like you monitor, because you could hear everything. Just very weird. And it closed down anyways. He wasn't making enough money. And I left before that. Well, he was young, and I was like, oh, it's not weird. I think I was like I was about 21 when I worked there. I was like, no, that's very weird. Or he'll be like, oh, telling me about like the customers I have, like, upsell this, upsell that. I'm like, dude, like, I'm talking, and all you see is the beep, 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 beep. You know when you see the chats back then? I'm like, back up. Right, with the bronzer, we're going to use Jaclyn Hill Buns Out, which I have in my hand. Yeah, that was weird. But I worked so many jobs. Sometimes I used to work 3 jobs at a time. I worked at Walmart. But we did have a blast when we worked at the Turnpike, my sisters and I, and my brothers. We would have fun. So I know definitely almost every scope of field, other than, like, you know, engineering, stuff like that. But retail or fast food, I've worked. But I never worked at a KFC or anything like that. Because in Southbridge we had one, and they took it down and put Friendlies, but then that closed down many years later. And now it's Cumberland's out in Southbridge. If you guys are from Southbridge, do you guys remember the KFC? I had some friends that used to work there. And then we had Dunkin' Donuts, no, Dipping Donuts. That is now Dunkin' Donuts. It's been Dunkin' Donuts for many years, but originally it was Dipping. And we had our childhood friend work there as well as a cousin. But at night, our childhood friend would work, and we'd come in there and help her with the closing. And Dippin' actually had their own baker that would come in during the night and make fresh donuts. But she would hook us up. I used to love the cheese danishes. And we would help her clean up and all that. And we'd get hot cocoa. We had a blast. We're still friends to this day. It's been, what, 32 years almost? Because I got here when I was 6. We've known her. She was our first friend. Our first friend. My sisters and I, we were all friends with her. And sometimes we would get mad because she switch it up with us and who she hung around with. And we'd be like, you're a flat lever, you're a flat lever. It was the stupidest thing. I think about now, I'm like, oh my God, it's so stupid. We are crazy arguing about friends. But she's the one that took me to my first movie theater. And I got to see The Lion King. That was my first time. I remember I cried so hard when Mufasa died. That was back in the day when Southbridge had a cinema. But now it's a big Y center. But yeah, we're still friends. And we have another friend who's friends with her. And they're still really good friends. They were at the party for my sister, my niece. And my older sister took pictures with her. With the second best friend. They're still really good friends. She's on my TikTok account. Let's see. So for the eyes, I'm going to use actually, let's do blush first. Let's do the Juvia's Place, the Rogie Volume 6. We'll use the orange, the dark orange. But we have stories with our friends. Oh my gosh. That's when back then we could run outside at night and play. We would play across the street. We lived in an apartment at the time before my father got a house. And we can go across the street. There was a church, a Catholic church. And we would, at night, my parents would come outside and we were able to go run across with our pajamas and play, you know, play around, play hide and go seek. And we will also catch fireflies in Southbridge. Most of my family's still there. Some have moved away, but we still obviously go there for the remainder of the family. But we have stories when we were kids. Oh my gosh. In part 2, I'll let you guys know when I got arrested. I was about 12 probably. 11 to 13. I can't remember the exact age, but I think 11, 13. Got arrested. Sure did. And not for nothing I did. You know if you're watching. I'll tell you guys in part 2 when I go do my eyes. For the highlighter, I'm going to use the Morphe E61. It's like this. And I'm going to use the, I think it's Rose Petals from Wet n Wild. But yeah, y'all. I wasn't the only one that got arrested. I'll tell you that much. There was 3 other people. Oh my gosh. These games, I'm telling you, I swear they're playing for money or something. Oh, I hear that moth. Oh, God. See if I can catch it. All right, y'all. So I'm going to use the Soft Glam, which I usually don't do neutralize, but I'm going to do a neutralize today because I want to do a bull lip. And sometimes I do whatever I want to do because it's what I want to do. So it'll be the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam. So I'm going to see you guys in part 2 and let you guys know the day I got arrested.